I completely forgot I was muted. Hi, how you guys doing? Welcome. We are going to try this again. This did not end up going well last time for reasons. Little nervous, but we need to keep going. I'm not just gonna stop. So let's do this, shall we? The Team Fortress 2 weapon tier list. I'm gonna try to get back to where I left off last time. Hi Monkey, how you doing? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. I'm also a little mad at Duncan in my Discord, but that's for other reasons, and I'm not going to talk about it openly. But god fucking damn it. I have enough anxiety going into this stream. So, let's get started. I believe last time I put the airstrike at like C tier. Because, like, the idea of the weapon is really good. The ability to rocket jump in the air, and then, like, while rocket jumped, you can shoot your rockets faster. You know, like an airstrike. But with the way that Team Fortress 2 handles rockets, how you have to be closer to a target to do more damage, it kind of makes this weapon not as good, because your body instincts are telling you to rocket jump far away, and then rain hell on your enemy. When in reality, you do a better job getting up close and personal with the airstrike, which it's like its own fucking paradox. Yeah. Up next, the wee booties. I'm gonna put those in I think S tier. The booties make Demo Knight absolutely fucking amazing. You know, you're sacrificing your grenade launcher, but in return, you get more health, more speed, more easier charging, or easier, like, turning while charging. And, yeah, the fucking wee booties take Demo Knight to a whole new level, and Demo Knight would not be Demo Knight without the wee booties. Honestly, I don't know how the fuck they did it back in the day, with only Hybrid Knight, only with the Charge and Targe, and only with the Eyelander. Yeah, I have no idea how people got away with that. Trying to do Hybrid Knight nowadays is just painful. At least I'm talking from personal experience anyways. The Ambassador, I'm going to put this in D tier. The Ambassador was fucking destroyed after Jungle Inferno. Which I'm kind of glad for, but it got a little too fucked up. Uh-oh, hi Koobs, how you doing? The Ambassador got a little too fucked up after Jungle Inferno. It's still good if you get up close and personal as a spy, but at that point, you might as well just backstab. Thank you for the hydrate, Koobs. But yeah, I agree it need to be nerf from what it was before.
I'm facing a terrible predicament, Captain. What's that, Steve?
Cock joke. But it got nerfed a little too much, in my opinion. The Amputator, I'm going to put that in C tier as well. The Amputator is really, really good in a select few situations. Choke points, you know, really old Team Fortress 2 maps that had a lot of choke points. Maps like Dust Bowl, Hydro, 2-4, all that shit. Rake equals broken, we'll get to that in a minute. It's really good at, like, healing your team. You taunt, you give your entire team a little healing aura, and it's really good. But outside of those choky areas, it's just a less good Bonesaw. It's so good in a select few circumstances. I don't know, TF2 never played LoL. We'll get to the Rake. Paco Fists, gonna put those also in C tier. They're just the default fists, but when you random crit, or if you guarantee crit, you just give enemies on death. Other than that, they're just the normal stock fists, you know? They're alright. Atomizer, we're gonna put that in D tier. Honestly, I think the Atomizer is outshined by the Soda Popper and the Force of Nature. Both two-shot weapons from the Scout can handle extra jumps way better than the Atomizer can. The main issue is the Atomizer's it cuts your health whenever you do that third jump, right? And on top of that, you have a lower swing speed with the Atomizer, and that on top of the lack of damage that Scout's melees do, 35, it just doesn't make it that good. You can get the same effect for your double jumps just by shooting the floor with the Force of Nature, or by building the hype with the Soda Popper and getting a shit ton of double jumps. The upper hand. This is basically the stock sniper. So we're gonna put that in hard S tier. Hard S tier. The default sniper and a lot of sniper rifles are kind of broken. Being able to do a solid 150 critical hit damage from anywhere on the map can be pretty jarring. I took the black box cardboard skin idea from last stream and I love it. Yeah, I'm sorry that last stream doesn't exist. We for obvious reasons. But yeah. Yeah. Snipers, they're all pretty good. Default sniper, really good. The Extinguisher. The Extinguisher used to be so good at comboing, but at this point, you can only ever use it with the Degreaser because of the lower, with like how slow it is to pull out the Extinguisher. If you try to run it with any other flamethrower besides Degreaser, it's going to take too long, and by the time you get up close to your enemy, they're going to get a good meat shot on you, or they're going to pop a rocket under you. What's good, homie? Hey, Biggs, how you doing? We're doing the Team Fortress 2 weapon tier list. The Babyface's Blaster, I honestly think a lot of you guys are sleeping on the Babyface's Blaster. The whole point is that if you take a little bit of damage, you start out slow, you do damage, and you get faster. You get really fast. But the thing is that, yes, it takes a very minuscule amount of damage to just destroy your speed boost. But here's the thing. If you're good at Scout, you're not going to be getting hit. Listen, heavies, you can just run around them and shit. Soldiers, just make sure that you have the high ground. Are there meme weapons? There are, and we'll get to those. Just make sure you're not dealing with soldiers and demos. Just stay above them. Pyro, you're kind of fucked with Pyro, not gonna lie. But you can handle all the other classes very well with the Babyface and not get hit and not lose your speed boost. It's very easy. The Backscatter, it needs to be buffed. This is a bucket. Dear God. The Backscatter needs to be buffed. It needs a buff. The Backscatter, the whole idea of it is that you flank, you can shoot people in the back, and you get mini crits. The mini crits are not well worth it enough to hit people in the back, and B, TF2 has a really hard time registering what the fuck a back is most of the time. This is an issue with the Backscatter and the Backburner, which we will get to very quickly. The Backburner is almost up. But the whole back thing only works well with Spy. There are times where you use the Backburner or the Backscatter, you get behind an enemy, you shoot them, and you don't get the mini crit or the crit. It's just normal damage, and then they turn around and they fucking pop you. Patch that. Maybe give the Backscatter guaranteed crits on a back, and it might be better. Mini crits are just not enough. And the Holiday Punch, too. The Holiday Punch can be very buggy as well. Very buggy. The Back Scratcher. Solid A tier. The Back Scratcher it makes you the perfect offensive Pyro. Yes, you're not going to get as much healing from dispensers, and you're not going to get as much healing from medics, but your ability to get more health from random health packs makes you a very versatile and very outward-moving Pyro. You become very offensive, especially if you use the Dragon's Fury. You can get perfectly behind enemies, you can perfectly fucking flank them. And plus, with random crits enabled, this thing makes Vaccinator medics and makes Demo Knights cry. Alright, you can completely negate a Demo Knight's 4 heads with a well-placed random crit with this thing. And Vaccinator medics are not well enough to handle fucking melee weapons because they don't have melee resistance, and the Backscatter just does more fucking damage in general. So it's perfect for dealing with those two classes specifically. Of course, if you're a Pyro and you're fighting a Demo Knight, you could just right-click and use Air Blast. But I'm talking about, like, maybe if you're using the Flog or something. I have successfully stair-stabbed with the Holiday Punch. That sounds like a gamer move, and I applaud you for it. Backburner. Solid C tier. Same issue as the Backscatter. You need to register your backs better. Valve, please fucking fix that. Base Jumper. I think it needs to be buffed. I think that you should have a set amount of times where you can undeploy and redeploy the base jumper. You know, you shouldn't be able to do it infinitely anymore. I think you should be able to do it maybe like, I don't know, maybe like 3 or fucking 4 times. And I think that you should bring back the thing where if they're on fire, they float. Because honest to God, I think when they're very high in the sky, it's much more of a nerf than a buff. You can keep a base jumper soldier in the air with flames and make him easy pickings for your sniper. Or just for your fucking Pyro in general. You can just get a nice flare off on him and fuck him over. The bat. The bat is horrible. The default bat is horrible. That was a thing. That was indeed a thing. A base jumper soldier could be lit on fire, and therefore, as long as the base jumper was out, they no longer were descending. They were stuck in the air. Now, this allowed some base jumper soldiers to kind of fuck with it, especially with the Market Gardener. But honestly, if they're running with the Pyro and they're doing Market Gardener stuff, you could just kick the enemy Pyro. You could just kick the friendly Pyro that's helping this guy. You know? But yeah, Bat, horrible. Doesn't do a lot of damage, 35 damage. Not that reliable. Scout has better melee options. Thank you for the hydrate. Thank you for the 100 bits, Coobs. But yeah, Bat, not that good. Battalion's backup, it is very powerful. The ability to negate critical hits, and plus just getting an extra bonus 20 health as a soldier, especially if you run this with the black box, it can be very deadly. Like, beyond deadly. The ability to just completely invalidate random crits, or even mini crits, is just a powerful thing. Also, hi Valentine. It's been a while since I've seen you in chat. I hope you're doing well. But yeah. Battalion's backup, very powerful. Bizarre Bargain. I think it should be nerfed. The Bizarre Bargain, in the hands of a good sniper, it just becomes a better stock sniper. It's a straight upgrade. The whole point is that you start off with less charge speed. It takes longer to charge your shot. But the more headshots and the more kills you get from headshots, it charges faster and faster and faster and faster. And by God, in the hands of a good sniper, he will fucking wipe the floor with an entire team. It charges so fast that you could almost just fucking wait a full half a second to do a 450 damage headshot to a heavy. Half a second! 450 damage! Nerf it! Nerf the Bizarre Bargain. B-boy, fuck you, Claude. Yeah, I know I'm talking a lot. I know I'm going very fast. I'm trying to get back to where we were last time. I think we stopped either at the Kunai or the Cow Mangler. It was one of those two. I know we stopped around there. Oh no, we stopped at the Darwin's Danger Shield. That's where we stopped. It was the Darwin's Danger Shield. Okay, Beggar's Bazooka. B tier. The Beggar's Bazooka in the hands of a good soul... I'm saying this a lot. The Beggar's Bazooka is very fucking dumb. It's very much a meme weapon. The ability to load 3 rockets in and then blast them all at once, that's very fine. But you could also... this is going to be very ASMR-y. You could also do this. And you could just keep pressing left click. And you will just spam rockets faster than you could ever spam rockets with a full clip. You just keep doing this, rockets keep popping out. And it is... You need to patch that. Patch that, Valve. How many weapons does TF2 had? Never knew there were so many. 160. Anyways. This doesn't include all 160, I think. I think there's like a lot of reskins. But here, this is going to give you a basic idea of how many weapons there are, Biggs. We're going to be here a while. Okay. Darwin's, yeah, it was Darwin's. I wish I knew anything about Team Fortress 2. Well, I'm helping to educate you. The Big Earner. Solid B tier. The Big Earner is kind of like a diet kunai. Instead of getting health, and instead of losing 70, and instead of only having 70 HP, you only have 100 HP, and every time you get a kill with it, not even a backstab, you can fucking butter knife with it and you'll still get the effect. You get a speed boost. Now, that is good for two things. One, you can make a hasty escape with your 100 health that you have. Or, you can go for a fucking chain stab spree and just fucking obliterate a whole group of enemies on a point or on a cart. I would look at Soundsmith's video for a bit more in-depth thing about the Big Gunner, but it is a very good weapon. It's a solid side grade for Spy, and I like it. The Black Box. Solid A tier. This is the rocket launcher you use when you're tired of dying. Every time you hit enemies, you get health back. You only have one less rocket in the clip, and I think you do less damage, but I don't believe so. I'd have to pull up the wiki. But yeah, there's a reason that Valve chose this weapon to have an Australian variant. It is fucking painful to play against. Oh, especially if you're using the Conjurer. If you're using the Conjurer with this thing, you're basically telling the server, my medic girlfriend is offline and I need to be constantly healed 24/7. Big Inner Spy go, brr, exactly, that's exactly it. The Bloodsager, solid C tier. I'm pretty sure all of Medic's primaries, except for the Crusaders Crossbow, are going to go into D tier, except for the Bloodsager. The Bloodsager was the quintessential secondary syringe gun before the crossbow was added. You have less healing over time as a medic. You only have 1 HP instead of 3, but every time you land a hit on an enemy, you get 3 health. As a side grade, and as a means of escape, this thing is really good. You can backpedal away from an enemy and pelt them with needles, and you'll get all your health back before they can kill you. Unless they're, like, right up in your face. It's good for escapes, but it's not good for much more. You can also become a kind of battle medic with this, but if you're choosing to fight as a medic instead of healing your team, you're kind of just telling everybody that you suck. Speaking of weapons that suck, the Bone Saw is pretty bad. With the Bone Saw, it's good, it's reliable. It's 65 damage, it's nice. But there's a lot better options out there. The Amputator is a better option, because even though it does less damage, because it has that area of effect healing. I mean, if you like sucking. I mean, I like sucking, but I don't like sucking at video games. Anyways. Why should someone stop you? I don't know. Yeah, Bonesaw, it's good for what it is, but there are better medic melees out there. Bonk Atomic Punch. I think it needs a buff. I love the Crusaders Crossbow. I do too. A lot of people love the Crusaders Crossbow. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm gonna put the Blitzsager in B tier, mainly because of MVM. With MVM, you can get Mad Milk syringes, which really help your team when there's a giant. You could shoot a couple of syringes at a giant, you can get healed yourself, and you can coat the giant in Mad Milk, which helps heal your team whenever your teammates shoot that robot. It's a really good upgrade, and I really wish more medics in MVM bought it, because holy fuck, I have saved multiple teams using this. Anyways, Bonk Atomic Punch. I think it needs to be nerfed. The Bonk Atomic Punch is a very good side grade, like, for one time. But honestly, like I said, Scout has a lot better items, and it's after, when they nerfed it and made it so that you, fucking run slower after you're done drinking it, be honest, most of you that ever got the Bonk Atomic Punch, you got it from an achievement, and then you used it once, and then you never used it again. I'm the same way. It's an actual good weapon, too. Yeah. Crusader Crossbow. Boston Basher. Solid B tier. For multiple reasons. One, Boston Basher, good. It has the same issue with Scout as damage, but it also does bleed damage on a hit, which makes it do more damage. So, bleed, very good. Second, if you hit yourself as a Scout, you do damage to yourself, which is technically a downgrade, but if you hit yourself a lot as a Scout in your spawn, and you have a medic healing you, your medic is going to build up Uber a lot faster. It is the quintessential Uber building weapon. If you need Uber at a very specific time, you get your Scout to equip the Boston Basher, and you just watch him slowly hit himself and bleed out like he's a goth kid who couldn't go to the My Chemical Romance concert. Like, they're just gonna keep hitting themselves and bleeding out and bleeding out. That is a very dark joke, I apologize. But you catch my drift. I'm goth, I can make that joke. Good weapon. I like the Boston Basher. The bottle. Fucking... No. All of Demo's bottle and, like, the reskins of the bottle are really good. Demo is the kind of person that can really benefit from... Shut the fuck up, I'm goth, I'm not an evil, fuck you. I'm ignoring that poll ever happened. Devilman, who has 2 primary weapons, and both of them do explosive damage that also hurts him, means that he really needs good melee weapons to counteract this. And the bottle is good. It's solid. 65 damage, and this thing random crits like a motherfucker. I've never seen any weapon in TF2 get more random crits than a Devilman using the bottle, the frying pan, the freedom staff, conscientious objector, or any of the other reskins. Oh my god, the Devilman must be fucking Jesus, or RNGesus, because he keeps getting nat 20s on random crits. You should know Wolf can tell you, but I remember a lot of useless stuff. Just for the sake of making fun of people. Yeah. I know that. Thank you for exploding, dog. The Brass Beast. I think the Brass Beast should be buffed. I think last time I said that the Brass Beast should just make you completely stand still when you have it revved up, and it should just do a shit ton more damage. Like, honestly, you should just become a human sentry when you're using the Brass Beast. I think that is better than where it is right now. Because, oh my god, the Brass Beast is only good in MVM, and that's really fucking sad. Because it looks really good, it's really powerful, but god, you're slower than a fucking slug, and honestly, at that point, you should just become full sentry and have more damage. I am talking a lot, aren't I? Oh my god. Are we almost to the Danger Shield? We're almost to the Danger Shield. Buff Banner. Solid C tier. The Buff Banner is really good for what it is. Midi crits are a really good utility. But honestly, I just think the other banners outshine it much more. Like, don't get me wrong, mini crits, really good thing. Especially in MVM, mini crits can be a godsend. But honestly, the Conch does a better job at healing and boosting your team, and the Battalion's backup literally blocks crits. I think that the Buff Banner is a little outshined. Buffalo Steak Sandwich. Nerf, or buff, I think it needs to be buffed. Look at Fishbit's video about the Buffalo Steak Sandwich, the Bad Weapon Academy video. I agree with that 100%. Bushwhacker. I think it should be nerfed. I think the Bushwhacker is way too fucking powerful. I don't think that the sniper should have a get-out-of-jail-free card. This thing crits when it would normally mini-crit, basically meaning you could throw Girardi at an enemy, and you will one-shot them with a fucking crit. I don't think the sniper should have that. For fuck's sake, fix that. Oh... Candy Cane. The Candy Cane is shit. The Candy Cane is horrible. You take damage to literally all explosives and bullets, and it's so bad you die from one rocket, and all because you do not like pyros. You only use this when you don't like pyros. For God's sake, just get better at the game. Get better at playing with pyros. This is not worth using. You're making yourself fucking bait for every soldier in every demo that ever existed. They laugh at you when you use the Candy Cane. Charge and Targe. S-tier weapon. One of the best weapons for Demo Night. The resistances, they're really good. It may not have 100% turn like the Tide Turner does. It may not do a crap ton of damage like the Splendid Screen does. But oh my god, the Charge and Targe has a great place in Demo Night's arsenal because of the resistances. 30% resistance to explosives and 50% resistance to fire. Oh my god. Freaking bullets are the only thing that can deal anything to you. And oh my god, have you seen how many people love picking Soldier or Demo? You're not going to get that many bullets. Most of the time when you get bullets, they're going to be weak classes that you can almost one-shot, the only exception being heavy, and when you're dealing with the heavy, you can just turn around, hit right-click, and you're right out of there. The Clayton Moore. The Clayton Moore isn't that good. It's only good for turning, which at that point, just use the wee booties. You shouldn't use a sword specifically for turning. I think you should just use the wee booties or just use the Tide Turner. I think that the Clayton Moore could be better. The Classic. Y'all are sleeping on the Classic. The Classic is such a good weapon for Sniper. It's treated as a meme weapon, but oh my god, the ability to snipe without having to scope in, without getting tunnel visioned, it's so good. Yes, you are kind of a sitting duck, because you have to hold down left click and waddle. But oh my god, you still one-shot light classes, you still one-shot scout, you still one-shot NG, you still one-shot other snipers, you still one-shot spies, you can two-shot medics. You can get headshots with this thing. You just have to hit the head, and it has to be fully charged. Y'all are sleeping on the Classic. The Classic is a really good sniper rifle, and I wish it wasn't treated like a meme. It's such a good rifle. Cleaner's Carbine. I wish it could... I think the Cleaner's Carbine could be buffed. The Cleaner's Carbine, you get mini crits when you do a certain amount of damage with it, and at that point, just use the Girardi. Honest to God. You can be so much better. Just buff it. Give it something else. The Cloak and Dagger. A-tier Spy Watch. It has its own playstyle. Yes, you run out of cloak faster. Yes, you could be sitting in a very weird spot while waiting for your cloak to rejoin, and that gets you killed more times. It's kind of funny. But it's perfect for the playstyle of lying and waiting for your target to strike. And I like that as a spy. I don't like going for chain stabs. I don't like going for matadors, stair stabs. I much prefer sitting and lying and waiting for my target. Oh, God. The Conqueror. A-tier soldier banner. Really good. Heals you over time. You can deploy it to heal others. You can heal yourself. You get a movement speed. You charge it faster than you charge the battalions in the buff banner. I think it's the best banner right next to the battalion's backup. They're kind of like on the same level. The Conniver's Kunai. Again, really good spy weapon. Yes, you have 70 health, but every backstab you get more health. You get overheal. A shit ton of overheal. More overheal than a Medigun could give you if you still had 125 health. God, this thing could be really good, but it could also get you killed very quickly. I changed my mind. B tier. Cow Mangler. B tier. Good weapon. You have no ammo that you have to worry about. You just shoot, you reload. That's all you have to worry about. Your charge shots can be very funny. You just have to worry a lot about pyros reflecting your charge shot. Okay, Cozy Camper. Honestly, Cozy Camper isn't as good as most people say it is. Yes, you can reduce flinching with it, but honestly, you have to be fully charged, so it's only really good when you use it with the Bizarre Bargain. Other than that, the healing over time, not as noticeable as I thought it is. Criticola, pretty good. I mean, yeah, they made it into a good spot where it is right now with the Criticola. Are you doing cosmetics next? Fuck no. Maybe Pyro cosmetics specifically, because I'm a Pyro main, but no, I'm not doing all cosmetics. Criticola, pretty good. You don't get marked for death until you actually shoot, which means you have a chance to run away with it, which I think is a really good idea. But honestly, crits, mini crits, they're really good. C tier, honestly, because you die very quickly from it. Crusaders Crossbow, gonna put that all the way up over into S tier. S tier. Crusaders Crossbow, you heal your teammates with it. You can heal people from far away, which is one of the best things you can do as a medic. You shoot a crossbow, you heal your teammates. God, it's so fucking good. And the farther away you shoot a target, the more damage it does. And yeah, it's good for pestering snipers. I like to pester snipers with the crossbow. The Locust Bar, I think it could be buffed. I think that the Locust Bar where it is right now is kind of sad. 50 health doesn't really make that much of a difference, if I'm being honest. Darwin's Danger Shield, nerf it. Nerf it into the fucking ground. We don't need items that counteract other classes. I'm gonna say the same thing when I talk about the last backpack item for Sniper. God, this thing counteracts pyros. It just shuts down pyros. God, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. And we finally made it back to where we were before. Now I can take a breath. Okay, now I can talk at a much more reasonable pace. Let me drink some water. Okay. Let me take a minute. You rest a bit? Yeah, I am resting a bit. Now we can go back to talking normally. Okay. The Dead Ringer. Honestly, A tier. I don't like it, but it's nerfed well enough to the point where I don't feel as cheated fighting against it as I used to. The speed boost is a little annoying, and the ability to stop afterburn is also kind of annoying. But you air blast a Dead Ringer spy just correctly, they're not going anywhere, and they're kind of easy pickings nowadays. At least when you're a Pyro. When you're fighting this thing as another class, it can be pretty annoying. Yeah. The Degreaser? I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this. I think the Degreaser is a very awful flamethrower, honestly. Especially nowadays. The Degreaser, the whole point is that it does less fire damage, but you can switch weapons faster, making you really effective as a combo pyro. You can set people on fire, air blast, and then switch to another weapon like the flare gun, detonator, scorch shot, shotgun, panic attack, or just get a melee weapon out like the power jack, extinguisher, neon annihilator. But I can't love it. I just can't. I've tried so hard to enjoy the Degreaser. I honestly have. But I just can't. I can't love this thing. I can't get used to it. It makes me sad when I use it. I'm a good combo pyro, but the thing about it is that I can accomplish the same thing using a default flamethrower. It just makes me sad. The Detonator. Detonator, solid B tier. Solid B tier. Detonator is really good. It's the Scorch Shot for when you don't want to be a sadistic asshole. You tried so hard and got so far, but in the end it didn't matter. Yeah. Yep, I predicted you would say that. Yeah, the Detonator is the Scorch Shot for when you don't want to be an asshole. It's basically a diet Scorch Shot, but the Scorch Shot needs to be nerfed, so I'm fine with that. I'm fine with it being a diet Scorch Shot. Honestly. Good weapon. I like it. Plus the ability to flare jump with it. You can launch yourself with the flare jump. Really good. I like it. Really good mobility. Diamondback. Fucking nerf this thing. Nerf it into the goddamn ground. This thing makes me so angry. You get guaranteed crits for backstabbing and sapping buildings. Two things you should already be doing as a spy. So that just means that you are a worse and more anger-inducing frontier justice. This thing makes me so angry. I could be fighting a spy, and then all of a sudden, some sapper from halfway across the map just finishes sapping, and all of a sudden he has like 1 or 2 crits that he just obliterates me with. Yes, for backstabbing too. It's for sapping and backstabbing. It's so goddamn broken, and it makes me so upset. Oh, nerf it. Nerf this thing. Get rid of it. Make it cry. Make every Diamondback player wish they were never born. I'm very passionate about this, if you can't tell. The direct hit. Solid A tier. The direct hit is really good if you know what you're doing. I don't. I rely a lot more on splash damage, and this thing is the quintessential, you don't have splash damage anymore, you better hope you're good at aiming. So yeah, I've seen soldiers go on absolute rampages with this thing because they actually know how to aim their rockets. This thing one-shots scouts, snipers, spies, and NGs. And it's pretty fucking deadly. It's good for what it is, and I respect it. The disciplinary action, again, I'm gonna put this over at A tier. The disciplinary action does less damage, but it's a really good utility for helping your teammates. It's like the escape plan, except more helpful for the rest of your team. You take this whip, you whip somebody in the ass, and they run faster, and you run faster. It's a very simple thing to understand, and I like it. It's really good. It's really effective for team composition. It helps your team get to the front lines faster, and honestly, you can make a lot of really good, funny, lewd jokes with this thing. Yes, are they all overdone? Oh god, they are. Does that mean I'm going to stop? No, whip me harder, daddy. Anyways, next is the Dragon Sphere. The Dragon... The Dragon's Fury is a really good flamethrower. I'm gonna put this in S tier, honestly. The Dragon's Fury is the burst fire flamethrower, where it shoots a fireball instead of actually shooting a stream of fire, making it kind of hit scan based, and I respect that. The more hits you land, the faster you shoot, and you do double damage when you hit a person twice. Less afterburn, a longer recharge time for air blasting. This thing turns you into an offensive monster, and I love it. I'm not that good with it, but the few times that I have used it, I have gone on mini rampages with it, and I do enjoy it. It's also pretty good in MVM, a little bit. It's good in MVM when you're trying to deal with giants. It's really good at whittling away the health of giants. The Enforcer, buff it. The Enforcer needs a good old-fashioned buff, in my opinion. You only ever use the Enforcer if you're going after Vaccinator medics and nothing else, because it allows you to shoot through shields. It allows you to shoot through anything that normally blocks the damage of a bullet, which is nice, but that's all it has going for it, honestly. Harder day. Thank you, Valentine. Not sorry, I don't expect you to be. Thank you for that. The Equalizer, D tier. The Equalizer isn't really that good. Less health you have, the more damage you do. But Soldier is a really slow class. So, you can't really get far with it. If you're already at low health as a Soldier, you're better off going for a health pack. Or better yet, using the Escape Plan, which is a far better choice. The lower your health is, you pull it out, you're marked for death, you take mini crits, but you run faster away from danger. AKA an escape plan. Oh god, it's so much better than the Equalizer is. And honestly, I don't know why Valve fucking turned these into two separate weapons. They used to be one weapon, and they worked fine together as one weapon. Just make them not do random crits, and it's fine. What the fuck, Valve? The Eureka Effect is a pretty good wrench. I think it's a solid B tier. The Eureka Effect allows you to teleport to spawn and allows you to teleport to your teleporter exit, which allows for a lot of good meme potential. There are a lot of spicy memes that you can pull off with the with the Eureka Effect, and it honestly is pretty funny. I like it. It's a good wrench. It's good for utility, but it's also good for fucking around, and I love that about it. It's a double-edged sword, but in a good way. It's like Darth Maul's double lightsaber. Yeah. Eviction Notice. It's sad. The Eviction Notice is very sad. You hit faster, you hit somebody, you get a speed boost, but you do a shit ton less damage, and honestly, I just don't know why it exists. I just don't know why it exists. I never see anybody ever use it. Eyelander. I think the Eyelander should honestly be kind of nerfed. The Eyelander is a scary fucking weapon when in the hands of a Demo Knight that doesn't even know what they're doing. I should know. I did an entire stream just using the Eyelander, and I was a monster. You can find the VOD on YouTube. Oh my fucking god. Using this thing, even if you're not an experienced Demo Knight, allows you to get your first 20 kill streak. Like, really. You can get 20 plus heads. You can kill 20 plus players without dying once using this Eyelander, the wee booties, and his charge and targe. It is deadly. Deadly! I think you should nerf the speed at the very least. Nerf the speed. Keep the health all you want, sure. But the speed boost that you get, honestly, it's too fast. You run as fast as a scout. Alright, Family Business. I honestly think the Family Business should be buffed. The Family Business, I think the Heavy needs a good fucking, a good shotgun that can compete with the lunchbox items. And I think the Family Business could be a good shotgun. As 8 shots does less damage, I think you should give it another ability besides doing less damage and having 8 shots. If you can give the Family Business an extra ability, maybe a meter to build up or something, I think the Family Business could be a really good shotgun for Heavy. And give Heavies another reason to look at the shotguns instead of the sandwiches. I wish Heavy had more options for its secondaries, and I'm really hoping that one day the Family Business could be a really good option outside of just playing Fat Scout. Fan of War, pretty good. Fan of War is pretty good. You hit somebody, you mark them for death, they take mini crits, but it does piss all damage. It's a good support tool, and it's a must-have when playing Scout in MVM. It is a must-have. You must have this or you get kicked every single time. I should know. I tried playing Scout and I didn't use the Fan of War. All 5 other players kicked me. Painful. Fire Axe. God, this thing sucks. And buff it. No, don't even buff it. It just sucks. I also clipped it too. Thank you, Monkey. Thank you, Valentine, for both clipping that. The Fire Axe, it does 65 damage. It's a melee weapon. But you know what's better than using your melee weapon at close range as a Pyro? Using your close range primary weapon that happens to be a Flamethrower and is actually a lot better than a Fire Axe because it does consistent and extra damage. And also you can air blast people by clicking mouse too. God, the Fire Axe is so bad, but I don't even think you should buff it because it doesn't need a reason to be buff. It's supposed to be bad. You shouldn't be using this as a Pyro. You should be using other melee weapons as a Pyro that give you better utility and better support for your team. Thank you for the uwu, Coops. I'm gonna take a quick sip of water. Ugh. How far are we? Alright, we're making a decent dent. We just gotta keep going. The Fists of Steel. I think they're a pretty good melee option for the heavy. You take less damage from all sources, except for melee weapons, where you take extra damage from. You said you want water? Oh god. Alright, thank you for the hydrate. Melee Waptian. Yeah. Yeah. With the Fist of Steel, you take less damage from bullets, from fire, from explosives, from all sources, but you take extra damage from melee weapons. It's good for a heavy that wants to get around. It's good for a heavy that wants to escape. It's a really good utility, and I respect it a lot for that. It's one of the few really good melee weapons for heavy, and I respect it. What's not a good melee weapon are the fists. Pop the fists in D tier. The fists, I only put them lower than the Paco Fists, even though they're the same weapon, because the Paco Fists at least let you gib enemies when you random crit them. The fists, they're good, but you should just be using your minigun, unless you're out of ammo, like honestly. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put it in C tier because taunt kill. You can taunt kill, and it has the best taunt kill in the game. The fucking pow, haha. That taunt kill, really good for the really good. All right, it boosted it up to C tier. You got lucky, Fists. You got lucky. The Pyro's default Flamethrower, solid A tier. I personally prefer to use the Flamethrower myself over all the other options. The Flamethrower, it's good, consistent. God. I don't know why people hate on it, honestly. I don't understand why people say the Degreaser is better than the Flamethrower. If you say the Degreaser is better than the stock Flamethrower, I'm going to call a psychiatrist for you because I want to know who hurt you. I want to know who hurt you. Flare Gun. The Flare Gun is a really good secondary for Pyro. It allows you to puff enemies from far away. It allows you to set them on fire, and if you hit a burning player, it does a random crit of 90 damage, which is a perfect weapon for comboing. The puff and sting tactic, where you run at an enemy as a Pyro, you puff them, you hit them with your flames, you air blast them in the air, and then you switch to your flare gun and you sting them by shooting them with the flare and getting the crit 90 damage. It's really good for comboing. It's really good, and it's really good. I can't say anything else than it's really good. It's really good, really consistent. Almost as consistent as the shotgun, but I think the shotgun outshines it a little bit. The Flying Guillotine. I think the Flying Guillotine belongs in S tier. The Flying Guillotine, it recharges really quickly. You can throw it a lot. It does very good base damage. Like, it does a good solid chunk of damage, and it bleeds afterwards. It's not as bullshit as it used to be, because the Sandman is not as bullshit as it used to be. But it's, even then, you know, honestly, I think the only reason I put it in S tier is because the Sandman is no longer as good as it used to be, making it no longer a pain to use. I no longer feel cheated when I get bonked and then thrown a cleaver at for a guaranteed critical hit. The Force of Nature, solid B tier, solid side grade, 2 shots, a lot of knockback, very funny meme potential, especially if you play, you know, on maps with environmental kills. Mercenary Park, Sawmill, Upward, High Tower. It can be very fun to run the Force of Nature and just meme around and have fun. I like it. Frontier Justice. The Frontier Justice is again a really good side grade. Instead of having a full shotgun clip, you have 3 shots. But for every kill, your sentry gives your gun 2 crits. For every assist, it gives it 1 crit. All of the crits are guaranteed the minute your sentry dies. Once your sentry dies, you pull out this thing and you just go ham with your guaranteed crits. Really like it. Frying Pan, S tier. I don't even have to say why. And same thing with the Golden Frying Pan. I feel like I don't have to say why. Gas Passer. The Gas Passer. Gas Passer takes forever to recharge. Doesn't do much. The area denial idea is really good, but making it only cause afterburn really fucks it over, in my opinion. Lower the charge speed. Make it so that you can get it out of a resupply cabinet, and maybe it'll be better. And also give it a better effect outside of just afterburn. The gloves of running urgently are pretty good. They drain your health the longer you have them out, but the more you have them out, you can run faster and get to the front lines faster as a heavy, which is really good because heavy is really fucking slow. So, yeah, pretty good side grade, although I still think the Fist of Steel are better. The Grenade Launcher. The Grenade Launcher's alright. Actually, you know, let me put it in B tier. The Grenade Launcher's alright. Could be better. The Iron Bomber pretty much has become the direct upgrade to the Grenade Launcher, making it a little obsolete. But it's still good for a starting weapon. But the minute you get the Iron Bomber, you're better off just using the Iron Bomber for the rest of your Demo Man career. Okay, the Gunboats. Gunboats, solid S tier. They make you take less damage from rockets, from your own rockets, which make you a rocket jumping machine outside of using the rocket jumper. So, yeah, they're really good. They're really good utility. They kind of make you you're only able to use your rocket launcher. You no longer have a shotgun or anything. But I think it's a worthy trade-off for the ability to have more mobility in exchange for more damage. The Gunslinger, S tier. I don't think it should be nerfed. I think it's just really good. Allows you to make mini sentries, gives you 25 more health, rounding you off to 150. Turns you into a battle engineer. A really good offensive engineer. It's good. It's good for what it is, and I think people just like hating on it because oh, mini sentry make me mad. I think that's just all it is. The Have Satochi, pretty good. Pretty good. I'd say almost as good as the Islander, but it has its drawbacks, you know. Once you take it out, you can't put it away. Otherwise, you take damage. If any other player on the enemy team is also using it, then they can one-shot you and you can one-shot them, which can be fun, but it can also be very annoying when you don't see them coming. And the health boost is really good, and that's what puts in an A tier. The health boost and overheal puts it in the A tier. The ham shank. The Hitman's Heatmaker. Hitman's Heatmaker. It's not that good. Actually, I'm putting it in C tier because it's a godsend in MVM and nowhere else. This is another case of a weapon that's only good in MVM, but it does have its moments in casual and competitive, but it's not nearly as good as it is in MVM. I'm sorry, that's just the truth. Holiday Punch, the quintessential meme weapon. The quintessential meme weapon. Random crits don't do any damage, but it forces the enemy to do the Schadenfreude, the laughing taunt where they laugh. And it can taunt kill. So you can force your enemy to taunt, and then you can taunt kill them with the Holiday Punch, and it's very funny. You can also get the same effect by hitting them on the back, but you already know how we feel about backs. Look to the Backscatter and the Back Burner. for a similar take, I guess. I love it. I also do love it. Homewrecker. One of the really good underrated pyro melee weapons. The Homewrecker is really good when you want to go pyro, when you want to be a very defensive and very helpful pyro. It does more damage to enemy buildings, meaning you can take down enemy teleporters and dispensers quickly. If you can somehow get a drop on a sentry, you can take that down quickly. How many weapons do you have left? This many. We definitely made a sizable dent, but we're going to have to keep going. S tier fits? I mean, the drawback is that it forces you to kind of remain a very stationary, very defensive pyro. That's the issue. There's not a lot of ability where you feel safe leaving your engineer while using a Homewrecker. It makes you want to stay and babysit your engineer. This game is no joke, obviously. Oh, for Holiday Punch. Oh, for Holiday Punch. I thought you were talking about the Homewrecker. But yeah, Homewrecker, really good, but it really restricts you in how you play Pyro. Kind of forces you to stay and remain by your engineer side. Hot Hand. Hot Hand, a very good meme weapon, but it's a horrible weapon in practice. You do 2 swings from 1 click, 35 damage. Every hit gives you a speed boost. It's the eviction notice, but on Pyro, and somehow worse. I can't even recommend buffing it because I don't know how you would buff it. I think it's just better leaving this as the meme weapon and nothing else, honestly. Oh, my throat is starting to hurt a little bit. The Huntsman. Oh, fuck me, the Huntsman. Xander, thank you for the resub for 3 months. I appreciate it. Hey, I'm watching in VR right now, lol. How do I look in virtual reality? Do I somehow look even more fake? Huntsman, really good. Makes your sniper more active. But the Huntsman, it's so painful. The Huntsman is so painful because it's a projectile rather than hit scan, and projectiles have a larger hitbox, and they use a much different hitbox compared to fucking hit scan. So there are times when it looks like the arrow zoomed right past your head and it was nowhere near hitting you, but then you die immediately to a headshot. And vice versa, you could shoot this thing. It looks like you don't even hit them, but suddenly it just gravitates to their head. It looked the same. Awesome. Nice. This thing, it's A tier, it's good, but it makes me sad. It's so painful to use this thing. I love it, but I also hate it. It's a love-hate relationship. The Hulong Heater. What do I even say about the Hulong Heater? I'm gonna put it in B tier. It's a good side grade. If you're gonna use the Hulong Heater, I recommend running a shotgun with it, because you're gonna need the extra damage. The Hulong Heater, it chews through ammo quickly and it does less damage, but it allows you to have a ring of fire around you, which makes you a very good defensive heavy, or makes you very good at pushing the cart, because no enemy is going to want to run up close to you while you're on the cart with a shit ton of flames around your feet. Typing in VR is weird. I imagine it is. It's a good side grade. Spies can jump over the fire, though, right? Yes, they can. Which is stupid. I don't think spies should be able to jump over it. I think they should patch that. But as it is, it's a good side grade. It's not a good minigun. I think that you need to run a specific loadout to get a lot of good out of it. But I don't think it's a bad weapon. The Invis Watch. Good, standard, useful, reliable. That's all I can really say. It's the Invis Watch. There's not a lot to it. The Iron Bomber. The Iron Bomber needs to be nerfed. The Iron Bomber has a larger projectile. It hits you so much more often. It random crits like a motherfucker. The rolling balls, the balls that barely roll, are very good for defense and offense. and just good at really making you angry. I think that the main thing we need to do is fix the projectile issue, and then it'll become a better grenade launcher. Because I know for a fact I die to this thing more than any other grenade launcher that Devilman uses. The Jag. Jag's alright. The Jag is alright. The Jag could be better. The Jag, you do faster, you do everything faster, but it takes forever to remove sappers. And you kind of chew through your metal a lot faster with the Jag. It's good as a starting wrench. Look at Uncle Dane. It's good as a starting wrench. But other than that, I don't think you should use it all the time. Jarati. Good old Jarati. Nerf it. Jarati, way too powerful in my... Actually, you know what? I think it's really good. I think it's close to needing a nerf. I don't think it's there yet. You know what? No. Nerf it. One thing I think you should do with the Jarati, have it have the same recharge time, but don't make it so that you can get it from resupply cabinets. That's the only thing I would change, that you do not get it from resupply cabinets. Because, God, that thing becomes so spammable at a spawn. You can snipe so close to spawn, throw it, kill your target, and then go and get it back immediately for the next target. It's good for preventing spawn camping, but it's so anger-inducing when you can just immediately get it back, when you know for a fact you had that sniper, you could have killed him, but he just immediately kills you. Because he had piss, and he threw it at you. The killing gloves of boxing... I think they're a solid D-grade weapon. You get guaranteed crits if you kill somebody with it. It's alright. It's alright. You don't really see it as much as you probably think that you would. It could be better. It could be better. I think you need to add another buff to it to make it really worth using. Stock knife, good and reliable. Gonna put that in A tier. Kritzkrieg. The Kritzkrieg. Kritzkrieg, really good. I'm gonna put that in S tier. You trade away Uber, for like Uber charge for God mode, temporary God mode, to guaranteed critical hits and a faster Uber charge rate. You gain Uber faster with the Kritzkrieg. You get crits faster than they get in vulnerability. It's good. It's a really good thing, and you can go on plenty of rampages with it. The Kukri. Again, solid, reliable, crits like a motherfucker. I like it. That's all I can really say. The Letrangier. A good side grade for the spy. Does less damage, but it gives you cloak, and it makes your Invis Watches last longer. That is a very powerful tool for a spy. But it kind of forces you to rely a lot more on your knife than your revolver, from what I've seen. Liberty Launcher. Buff it. It does too little damage, and... God, it's so painful. Make it still have a damage penalty, but don't make it as bad as it is right now. I think you should up the damage a little bit more on the Liberty Launcher, and it'll be better. Lock and Load. Buff it. The Lock and Load is sad. The Lock and Load is not where it used to be. I liked the ability of it being more powerful, but you only had 2 shots with it. I think you should go back to that. Go back to the 2-shot grenade launcher that did extra damage. I think that's good. It's a good side grade. Lollychop. I hate it. It's basically the default fire axe, but it puts you in Pyro land, so somehow it's worse. Loose Cannon. God, if you hate the loose cannon, you're a horrible person and you're horrible at parties. The loose cannon is the toppest meme weapon. Double donks give you so much serotonin that you pretty much just orgasm after you get one. I know I do. I think I've orgasmed a couple times on stream when using the loose cannon. Double donks are a godsend. They one-shot almost all light classes, including medics, I believe. Oh, it's so good. I love it. It's such a good weapon. Please, just use this thing more. If you have the technical skill, you can be a monster with it. The Machina, Oh, this is how many we have left, by the way. We put a good dent in it. The Machina, I think the Machina should be nerfed. I think the Machina should be nerfed. The Machina is, really good. I think it should do less damage. A little bit less. It becomes a body-shotting machine, even more than the Sydney Sleeper is. And that the Sydney Sleeper is supposed to be the body-shotting machine, because it can't headshot. But no, the Machina becomes the body shot because it does more damage, and you can fucking collat through people. Mad Milk, really good in MVM and outside of MVM. It's a god set in MVM, but outside it's still a really good support tool. You can throw it onto a payload, you can throw it onto a control point, throw it on enemies running away with the intelligence. Every hit that you and your teammates land on Mad Milked enemies, you get health back. It really helps with one-sided fights. Really good. I like it. Buff the Man Melter. The Man Melter has so many bugs that need to be fixed. The bug where you flashbang yourself when you're shooting with the crits. The bug where you can't tell when it's ready to fire. The bug where where the fucking vacuum barely works and you barely extinguish your teammates to get the crits. It's a mess. Patch the bugs and it becomes a better, decent weapon. And maybe give it mini crits on burning players. Just give it that and it's good. Man treads are a really good meme weapon. They're boots that when you rocket jump and land on a person's head, you do damage. And it also is really good for rocket jumping because it makes you take less knockback, which really helps you when you're rocket jumping and helps you throw off enemies that think that they have the upper hand on you, but they really don't. Market Gardener, S tier. Everybody knows the Market Gardener. You rocket jump, you hit somebody with the shovel before you land, and it's a guaranteed critical hit. Really good. Takes a lot of skill to master, but the people that do master it are monsters. And they terrorize snipers. Medigun, A tier. Uber is really good. Guaranteed God mode for 10 seconds. Really good. Really good heal rate. Old reliable. It's old reliable. You can't ever go wrong with a Medigun. Minigun, again, old reliable, but I'd say less so. I'd put it in B tier. It's above the Hulong Heater, but it's still really good. It's a really good guaranteed weapon that allows you to, have guaranteed. There's no gimmicks. You have what you have, and it's really good. But what's better is the Natasha, and I think the Natasha should be nerfed. Slowdown is a pain. The ability to kind of stun your target and make them an easier kill is painful, and I hate it. Nerf it. I don't like weapons that slow me down, and I don't like weapons that stun me and make me a guaranteed kill for an enemy. I want to die from your own skill, not from a gimmick. Neon Annihilator, it's only good against wet players, which could mean Girardi, it could mean Mad Milk, but most of the time it means water, and there's not a lot of maps with water. On maps where there are water, you can guarantee that you're going to see a couple of Pyros swimming in the water with the Neon Annihilator. Pyro sharks, if you will. But yeah. The original. Nerf it. Nerf the original. The original, make it fire the rocket from the same area. I feel like I get cheated out of a lot of fights because people are using the original. It's such a crutch weapon. The original is such a crutch weapon. It's literally a direct upgrade because it shoots the rocket straight rather than at an angle. Just get better gamer skill. Just stop being a bitch. Oh, I hate this weapon. I hate it a lot. The Overdose needs a buff. The Overdose sucks. Its passive effect only happens when you have Uber Charge, and that, that's not really good. Honestly, just make it better. Just give it a different entire gimmick, and I think it'll be better. Pain Train. Pretty good. Pretty good on demo, pretty good on soldier. Really good at steamrolling. If you have a really good team, you can steamroll with the Pain Train, which is kind of sucks, but it's really good. Panic Attack. S tier. Panic Attack is S tier. One of the best shotguns in the entire game. Bullet spread, guarantee. 108 damage on a meat shot? Holy shit, why? Why is that so good? Oh my god, Panic Attack makes me coom. I love it. Panic Attack makes me happy. You know those gimmick Twitter accounts where they tweet about things that make people happy? Panic Attack makes me happy. Panic Attack makes me very happy. Persian Persuader. I honestly think the Persian Persuader should be nerfed. I think it's annoying how fast it gives you your charge back, and it leads to a lot of deaths where I feel like I am cheated out, especially as a Pyro. I'm not happy when I get Panic Attack. You know what I mean, goddammit. Logistinator. Solid B. It's a good side grade, but the ability to not air blast makes it so bad, and it's only good on choke heavy points and when you have a pocket medic. When you get those guaranteed crits and you have a medic up your ass healing you, then yeah, it's very annoying to fight against. But most of the time you can just kill them while they're taunting, and it's a very easy kill. Pistol. Good, reliable, B tier. Thompson's sad. Thompson is very sad. It became a horrible weapon that engineers use to annoy you, to a horrible weapon that annoys everybody when you use it because it's bad. It drains cloak from spies, it drains uber from medics, which, by the way, just remove that entirely. Don't let it drain uber from medics, that's such a crutch. Make it so that it, don't make it drain cloak, but make it so that it temporarily disables the ability to cloak for, like, a second. And that's it. I think that's all it should do. Maybe it makes it so that when you hit a spy, it makes them stop cloaking? Something similar? Power Jack, S tier. This is the Pyro melee that every Pyro knows about. And oh my god, why can't I see Claude the Red's comments? I don't know why you can't see Claude the Red's comments. That's a very good question. Power Jack. Oh my god, this is the Pyro melee that everybody talks about and everybody gives praise to. It's a good weapon, I know. But there are other options, guys. There's the Homewrecker. There's the Back Scratcher. Just use something else. I'm tired of hearing about how good the Power Jack is. I get it. Pretty Boy's Pocket Pistol. It's alright. I wish it still kept the ability to negate falling damage, but now it just kind of became a shittier Bloodsager. You know? I wish it was back to how it used to be. The machete, it's not as good for memes as the other weapons are. The frying pan, the ham shank, those are really good stock melee reskins that are good for memes. The pretty machete isn't as good for meme potential. I think I'll move it into C tier because you can have it on spy and on engineer. So you can repair your sentries with a machete and backstab with a machete. That's kind of funny. That's kind of a meme. It's just not that good. It could be better. Quick fix. Really good side grade. A really good Medigun side grade. Build Uber a lot faster. The Uber isn't as impactful. It's really good for healing and not much else. You don't have as much overheal. You don't have as good of an Uber. But it's all about keeping your team alive and at full health, and I think that's a noble idea for a Medigun, and I like it. It executes really well, and honestly, I prefer to use the quick fix more than most of the normal Mediguns. Nerf it. I love the quickie. I can't stand being away from the quickie, but even I can agree it's a little too powerful. It's a little too powerful. Maybe a bit of a damage penalty, and it'll be a little better. But as it stands, it's way too good. This is the stock Flamethrower, but bad, because it puts you in Pyro land. Actually, no, I'll put it in C tier because it's still the stock Flamethrower. But I hate Pyro land so much, and I hate using it. I hate using the Rainblower so much. It makes me so angry. Razorback. Put this in the Nerf it pile. I don't think there should be weapons that counteract other classes. Stop it. Buff the red tape recorder. Bring it back to where it used to be on launch. I want to be able to terrorize engineers again by de-leveling their shit. It was too fast at launch, and it's too slow now. Try to find a happy medium for speed, where it's just enough time for an engineer to stop it, but it's not so long that you can make a fucking sandwich by the time it, like, fucking de-levels back to level 1. Rescue Ranger. Rescue Ranger, pretty good. A tier. Solid A tier. Rescue Ranger is really good. And actually, I'm going to move it down to B tier. You're sacrificing your ability to defend yourself with a shotgun for strictly keeping yourself with your sentry. You heal your sentry with this thing. You rarely use it for combat. So, it's less defense for you after your sentry gets blown up, but it's really good for defending, and I respect it for that. I miss my old reserve shooter. Yes, I was one of those guys. Yes, I know. I hate myself too. But God, the way that Pyro's Flamethrower works now, I don't think it would be bad if it was brought back to how it used to be. It takes a little more skill for a Pyro to blast his enemies into the air. I think that it should be brought back to how it used to be. It's my opinion. I have the right to have it. You can hate me all you want, but this is just how I feel. The revolver, good. Revolver, good. Reliable. I just think there's better options. Fix the Righteous Bison. Fix the Righteous Bison. The Righteous Bison needs to be able to penetrate more people. You need to revert it back to how it used to be. You claim that you reverted it back for Jungle Inferno, but no, you fucking didn't. Watch Soundsmith's video. He explains it. Fix the Righteous Bison. Fix the Righteous Bison. Big Iron. Big Iron. Big Iron. Penetrating more people is always good. Exactly. The Rocket Jumper. Now here is a S tier meme weapon. This does 0 damage, but it's perfect for rocket jumping. This is how you learn how to rocket jump. You use the Rocket Jumper. It's so dumb. It allows you to play Trollger, where you use the Rocket Jumper and the Market Gardener and whatever secondary you want. Panic Attack is a really good option. It's so memey. It's such a meme, and that's why I love it. I love it so much because of how much meme potential it has. S tier. Speaking of S tier, the default rocket launcher is also S tier. It's a really good weapon. I think the default rocket launcher is really good, and I think a lot of people give it shit. It's good. Balanced, reliable. All the stock weapons are balanced and reliable, but this thing is just really good. Just use it more. Use the reskins if you want. Pretty good. Sandman bad. Bring it back to how it used to be, honestly. But make the stun times less long. Honestly. And remove the ability to be completely stunned. Make it so that you only get stunned but can't use your gun. Alright? That should be the only thing that happens. You're stunned and can't use your gun. Not completely stunned and can't move. Sandwich. Solid S tier. This is the quintessential heavy secondary. This is the heavy secondary that all the heavies love to talk about. It's the only weapon to have its own video around it. Everybody loves it. Everybody will swear by the sandwich, and there's a reason why. Heals you all the way to full health after you eat it. And then you have to wait for it to recharge. Really good. Sapper. I'm going to put it in A tier, mainly because this is the only Sapper in the game besides the red tape recorder, and everybody uses it. Everybody uses the Sapper, nobody ever uses the red tape recorder. Scattergun. Good, reliable. I like it. That's all I really have to say. The Scattergun is really good and really reliable. Oh, this thing. Oh, this thing. Do I have a few choice words for this thing? The Scorch Shot is the reason why Pyro gets such a bad rep. The Scorch Shot knocks you back. It has knockback. It does mini crit damage. It does splash damage and sets you on fire with the splash damage. If you hit somebody with this thing and knock them in the air, not only do you mini crit them once if they're on fire, but the flare itself is knocked into the air and then it bounces back onto the floor and mini crits them twice. This thing is beyond broken and it needs to be changed. Listen, I'm a Pyro main. Koyo is another TF2 VTuber, and she uses the Scorch Shot. I feel like so much words when I see her use the Scorch Shot. The Scorch Shot needs to be changed. It's so infuriating to fight against. And as a Pyro main, I can say this with so much, like, ambiguity. I hate using this thing. I feel like I'm cheating people when I use this thing. Especially if you're using this with the Phlogistinator. If you use the Scorch Shot with the Phlogistinator, you are the kind of person to kick puppies. I do not care how much of a stretch that is. It's just true. God, I hate this weapon. Oh, I need some water. Oh, fuck this weapon. Scotsman Skullcutter. Remove random crits. That's all I have to say. So remove random crits from it. Scottish Resistance is a very underrated sticky bomb launcher. I'm gonna try to send you guys towards Fishbit's video about the Scottish Resistance. Honestly, after seeing how he uses it, I think he's kind of right. I think that's like the proper way to use the Scottish Resistance. Much more defensively. Not setting up multiple traps in the way Lazy Purple did, but setting up multiple traps like an escape route, an initial trap, all that other shit. Scottish Resistance really underrated, and I agree. The Thinking Man's Sticky Bomb Launcher. Second Banana. I think the second Banana should be nerfed. I think it shouldn't be as easy and as quick to recharge, personally. Sean Shaw is pretty eh. This is the Equalizer, but for Sniper, but it's a little more balanced. If you're above 50% health, it does less damage. If you're below 50% health, it does more damage. And I think that that's much more reasonable, especially for Sniper. Banana? Yes, Banana. Yeah, I think it's more reasonable as a Sniper. Sharpen Volcano Fragment, I think it could be better. I think you should give it the ability to mini-crit burning players, and I think that'll make it more interesting. Maybe give it a damage penalty as well. But if you do that, I think it'll become a pretty good Pyro melee. Short Circuit, it's in a really good place now. The Short Circuit has had a lot of changes over the years, but right now, where it is with the Electro Ball and all that, I think it's in a really good place, and I think it's really good when it comes to combating soldiers and demos. It deletes projectiles when you right-click. I would try to make the left-click a little more viable, maybe a little more damage on the left-click, but as it is, it's pretty good. Shortstop, eh. You replace your ability to do massive amounts of damage up close to being pretty good at mid-range. Again, this is a candy cane situation where you want to just, like, fuck over Pyros, and that's it. Like, you hate Pyros so much that you use this with the candy cane, so they'd never touch you. Yeah. The stock shotgun. Put that baby in S tier. Stock shotgun, reliable on every class that it's on. Reliable on Soldier. Reliable on Pyro. Reliable on Heavy. Reliable on Engineer. God, the stock shotgun is such a good weapon. I love using it on all of those classes, even Heavy. I even enjoy using it on Heavy. It's good. It's so good. Stock is good. Stock weapons are so good. Shovel. It's the shovel. Hang on a second, I'm getting a IRL phone call. Sorry about that. Stock sniper. Yeah, I'm gonna put it with the upper hand in S tier. Good and reliable. I just think the sniper rifles are too good in the game, and I think they should be nerfed a little bit. I just don't want to put them in broken because they're not technically broken. Soda Popper. Soda Popper, really, really good A tier weapon. I'd say it's better than the Scattergun in most situations. Reliable damage, good for two-shotting weapons. The ability to build hype and have like 8 double jumps. You're a very versatile scout, and it's also a really good weapon for MVM, once again. One of the best things for MVM, if you're going to play scout, is to go Soda Popper, Mad Milk, and Fan of War. That is the quintessential scout in MVM, right there. That is the quintessential. Really good. Solemn Vow. It's just a slower bone saw, but you can see the health of your enemy. It's not bad, but there's better. Southern Hospitality, pretty good. If you hate spies, it's gonna be a good wrench for you to use if you hate spies. Yeah. That's all I have to really say. It does bleed on hit. No random crits. You die faster to pyros, but you shouldn't be doing that anyways because you have a sentry. Yeah. Good. Almost done. We are almost done. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 weapons left. 24 weapons left. 24 weapons left. Splendid screen. C tier. Good. It's a good shield for demo. Really good shield. I can't believe you are almost done. Exactly. Look at all these weapons in this tier list. Oh my god. Really good for Devilman. It relies a lot more on doing damage with the shield itself rather than the resistances. The resistances aren't as good as the charge and charge, but it's really good. Really good for what it is. And where's the Tide Turner? I'm just gonna put the Tide Turner up there as well. Tide Turner is in the same vein. Less resistances, but you have full control over how you turn when you're charging. So you can charge in a full 360-degree angle. Really good. I really like it. Also, you can't do a guaranteed critical hit with this. You can only do mini crits, which I think is necessary. I think it's really necessary for it to only do that. Cosmetics next. I'm only going to do Pyro Cosmetics. No, just Pyro Cosmetics. Spicicle. I mean... If you're running this with the Dead Ringer, then fuck you. But on its own, it's good for counteracting pyros. It's good at... You lose your ability to backstab if you get set on fire. I think it's a decent trade-off to not dealing with afterburn. I'm not doing cosmetics. Stop it. But yeah. Okay, you know what? Here. I want somebody to clip this right now. This is my promise to you all. If and when I get Twitch partner, then I will do a full tier list of all of the TF2 cosmetics. Every single cosmetic in Team Fortress 2, I will do a tier list of that cosmetic. Twitch partner. But not a moment sooner, not a moment later. Mark my words right now. Sticky Jumper, it's in the same vein as the Rocket Jumper. Good meme potential. Not as good as the Rocket Jumper because the demoed man doesn't have a market gardener of it for himself. It used to be the Ulupul Caber, But the Ulupul Caber got nerfed into the ground, and honestly, I wish it got reverted. But we're going to talk about that when that comes up. But as it is, it's really good for mobility. Honestly, I think the Sticky Jumper is a really good mobility tool. I'm going to go promote you to my 7K plus Ian VTuber Discord for that partner. Oh, I don't think that's going to do much, but go on ahead. Sure, do it. Sticky Jumper. Or Sticky Bomb Launcher. I think it should be nerfed. I think the Sticky Bomb Launcher is a little too powerful. A longer charge time. I don't think it should be as easily spammed. I think it should be relegated to a secondary weapon, which is what it's supposed to be. I don't think Devilman should have 2 primary weapons. You totally need to upload this tier list to YouTube. I will. I don't want to make it into a video. I don't want to edit this, because that's going to be too painful. SMG, I think the SMG needs to be buffed, honestly. I don't think the SMG is that good. I think the SMG could do with a little more damage. Or maybe more ammo. More ammo in the clip, probably. Sun on the Stick. Completely change it. Just change the entire weapon. How it is right now is so trash. You get guaranteed critical hits against burning players, and you take less damage from afterburn. That means that you only ever get to see it get use when there's a Pyro on your team and a Pyro on the enemy's team. Change it. The Sydney Sleeper. That is going to go in S tier. The Sydney Sleeper is the Body Shot King. It doesn't do any headshot, it doesn't do any it doesn't do any critical damage, but whenever you hit an enemy, you piss on them like you're using Girardi. And I feel less angry about getting pissed on by a Sydney Sleeper sniper because they had to actually aim for me. Unlike with the Girardi where you just chuck it. I feel less bad about the Sydney Sleeper than I do the Girardi. Syringe Gun. Bad. Not enough damage. Pretty shitty arc. I just don't like the medic's primaries, except for the Crusaders Crossbow. I think that the Thermal Thruster is a good side grade. It's good for mobility. I'll be waiting. Perfect. It's good for mobility. It allows you to jump around as a Pyro. It allows you to Goomba Stomp like the Mantreads, but it's not nearly as good. And it has the longest taunt kill in the game, which is sad, but it's a very funny taunt kill where you do a funny fart. So, yes. It's good for mobility, but it's kind of sucky that you have to sacrifice a shotgun or a flare for mobility. I think Pyro is at his best when he has 2 weapons, a primary and a secondary. I don't think he's always as good when he loses his secondary, because that can leave him as a sitting duck a lot of the time. Third Degree, the only straight upgrade in the game, yet it is so bad that I think it needs a buff. The only thing this does is that it allows you to hit medics through a beam. Give it something else. Make it interesting. I think the Tomislav should be nerfed. The Tomislav is a little too powerful. I think that the rev up should be a little slower. And I think that the firing rate should be a little slower as well, personally. Do you have a clip channel in the Discord? I do. I do have a clip channel in the Discord. It is under VTubing. I think you need the VTubing tag to see it. There's VTubers Clippy Whippies, but there's also a clip channel in Let's Get Creative, under the Let's Get Creative section. Okay. Back to it. Troubleman Shiv, it could be better. The only thing is that this does less damage, but it does bleed damage. Again, this is about combating spies. It's alright. Could be better. Ubersaw. This is the quintessential medic melee that everybody swears by. You do slower swing speed, but every hit you get gives you 25% Uber for all of your Mediguns. Taunt kill makes it really good, and this thing random crits like a motherfucker. I don't have a permission to post clips. You don't have permission to go to the Let's Get Creative channel? Oh boy. Weird. I'll take a look at that after the stream. Ulupul Caber. Revert it back to how it used to be, Valve. I want to be able to terrify snipers again. I want to sticky jump to the other side of the battlements and one-shot them with the Caber the same way a soldier can one-shot them with the Market Gardener. Please, Valve. Or Clippy Whippy? Weird. Do you have the permission to go in there? You don't have VTuber or content creator, do you? I don't think you do. Yeah, you don't. Here. I'll make you something. There, I made a clip channel inside text channels. You can post it in there. I will call it General Clips. There you go. You're welcome. Alright, Vaccinator, nerf it. Vaccinator is way too strong. I think that there should be a delay before you can switch resistances. That is all I think needs to be changed. Because right now, it is way too good for a medic to just completely negate every single enemy on the opposite team. Take your vaccine, Parker. I already got both my shots, okay? I already got both shots of, I think I got Moderna. By the way, the rest of you should also get vaccinated. But the Vaccinator in TF2, I don't like it. Vitasaw. The Vitasaw is slept on. I think it's a perfect way. I think it's perfect in the same way in to the Uber Saw. You have 10 less health, and like the Uber Saw, you hit people to get an effect. The more times you hit people with the Uber Saw, the more limbs you get, and that allows you to keep your Uber a little bit of a certain percentage of your Uber after you die. And honestly, that's really helpful in a lot of servers, where you can gain Uber, hit people with your Vitasaw, and then when you die and respawn, you can have parts of your Uber back. And I think that they are on even playing fields, and I think that people should respect the Vitasaw a little more. Buff the Warrior Spirit. It sucks. It's really bad. I got 3 dab, nice. I'm debating getting a booster shot. I'm debating it currently. The Widowmaker is really good. Really good damage. I think I'll put it in S tier. You use metal instead of ammo. You don't need to reload it. Every time you hit somebody, you get metal back. It just allows you to go on rampages. If you get a Widowmaker and a Kritzkrieg medic, oh my god, you can just obliterate the entire enemy team if you can aim good enough. Widowmaker's really good. The Winger. Winger, really good for mobility. Debating, excuse me, what the fuck? I would get another one if I could. Here's the thing. Yes, you should get vaccinated. I got my vaccine, all that shit. I don't get out of the house often, so I don't really think I need a booster shot yet. When I get a job, I'm going to get a booster, most likely. But right now, I don't leave my house enough to kind of worry as much as I normally used to. You should definitely get the booster shot, though. I definitely agree that you should get the booster shot. If you go out a lot, you do your life, get the vaccine, get the booster shot, all that shit. I got both of my normal shots. Just get the booster if you go out a lot. Yeah, get the booster. Yes. Get your fucking vaccines. I want this pandemic to be over with, for fuck's sake. Yeah, Winger is really good for mobility. You have 5 shots, you do less damage, but you can, you do higher jumps when you have it out. And that allows you to get to a lot of places as a scout, and again, is another reason why the Atomizer sucks. For fuck's sake, the Atomizer is so bad. Winger is so much better. Force of Nature is better. Sword Popper is better. God! Nerf the Wrangler. Uncle Dane did a really good video about why the Wrangler is overpowered. The shield is the main issue. We do not need a shield. Or I think at the very least the shield should be nerfed and should tank a lot less damage. Rap Assassin, another really good meme weapon. This thing does no damage. Like, almost no damage, very little. You can launch a Christmas ornament to cause bleed. It's a good meme weapon. And I used to say back in the day that the Rap Assassin is better than the Sandman is the day that TF2 just stops. And that has happened. The Rap Assassin is better than the Sandman, and TF2 hasn't gotten a single update. I predicted the future, ladies and gentlemen. The wrench, good. There are better options out there for wrenches, honestly. But it's good and reliable for when you start, and the YER is kind of trash. The Your Eternal Reward is very trash. Disguises don't fool people as much as anymore. The only good thing about it is the silent kill, that there's no death in the kill feed, that kind of thing. But we did it! My TF2 weapon tier list is now complete. We have done it. Let us look it over. Look at this. Look at this tier list. This took so fucking long to do. I'm proud of it. I really like this. I'm gonna save and download it. Post this onto Twitter. But yeah, that was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's go and I'm gonna go find somebody to raid. Let's go find somebody to raid. That was a good stream. I feel a lot better now. Oh, Rich is on. Rich is on playing Mystery Dungeon. Alright, we're gonna go raid Rich. Oh, yeah, that was fun. Thank you guys for coming. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. And peace out. That was fun.